Hi! It's Romania Black and my Barosive.
Yo.
Yo ho, yo ho. Pirate's Life for us. It's been a while.
Yep.
My brother, I owe a huge debt of thanks because you've not watched ahead, have you?
Nope.
No. It's been a couple weeks since we watched episode 2 of One Piece live action season 2, and I've been kind of biting at the bit for you to get off work so we could watch episode 3. I'm pretty excited, especially because the title of this episode is Whiskey Business. So we're also going to be talking spoilers, so y'all know that if you've watched the first 2 episodes, you know we're going to talk about spoilers and things like that. So that means that likely this episode is about
Whisky Peaks.
Probably, yeah. I'm digging the name puns. The movie puns are great. We had good whale hunting. We have whiskey business. The first one was the beginning and the end, which I don't know if it's playing off a pun for a movie or not. Not sure, but yeah. I told my brother before we started, I had 2 comments that I want to talk about before we dive into this. One is from Noodles 2385 that says, the cast has confirmed that Oda has a specific point he would like the live action to end at. And it isn't where the anime ends. So thankfully they have a plan and they won't be trying to cram everything together at light speed to run the series. I trust the showrunners with the pacing so far. And then they had their theory. So I'm going to say what their theory is of where they think the anime is going to end. This is just a theory. It's not anything set in stone, but it does talk spoilers of stuff that hasn't happened yet. They said my theory on where he wants to end it is just after Marineford, because we need to pay off for the Roger Sun reveal seated in this episode, or a little after the time skip. Maybe they tweak the time skip so that the reunion ends up being like a little epilogue. Who knows?
That sounds like it could work.
I honestly, at first I was like, oh no, stopping at Marineford or right after, you miss all Dressrosa and all the others. But honestly, if you're going to do the live action, they're going to age. So you kind of need to stop it before they get too old to not be the characters anymore. And Marineford kind of like seems like a good climactic place to stop it before right after the time skip.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Although that does make me sad because I really like Dressrosa a lot. That arc is like one of my favorites. So womp womp. And then Elfreya for episode 2 says, do you have any new favorite characters from this season yet? I'm curious to see how that changes towards the end. So I guess we could talk about who our favorites now are. And then by the end we could say like who's doing the best job portraying what character. Who is your favorite so far?
If I was to go off the new cast, I'd have to go with Smoker.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Cullum Kerr, whatever his name is. Yeah. Smoker, like, his actor is really, really good. I would say of the new cast, Smoker's actor is maybe my favorite. I think of the overall cast, Emily Redda's Nami still impresses me. Because Nami it would be so easy just to cast a generic woman to play her that doesn't get kind of her, like, sarcasm and kind of some of Nami's, like, humor as a character. But I think Emily Redd does a really good job. She, like, plays her really, really well.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, Luffy is, I never thought they would do a live action One Piece because I'm like, nobody can play Luffy. That's not going to happen. And then Inagi shows up and he's perfect. He's literally, him and Makanyu as Zoro, they are like absolute perfect as the characters. It's crazy. But yeah. So we have Whisky Peak. What do you think is going to happen in this episode?
We're going to meet Igaram. I think he's number 8.
Okay, 8's my lucky number, so I'm excited.
And if it follows the path that I'm thinking, we're going to be getting Mr. 5 and Miss Valentine's back. Mm-hmm. And the Unluckies, number 13, and I forget what the vulture's name is. Interesting.
All right, well, I guess we have 5 characters we think are going to make an appearance.
Well, Miss Monday, she's Imran's partner, but those ones.
Okay, so we're going to have to see if that holds out. So if we get all of them. But yeah. So thank you so much for watching with us. We hope that you enjoyed the reaction and then our discussion. But we are going to get started with episode 3 of One Piece live action series. And we're going to give that a look here in 3, 2, 1. And let's go. Whisky Peak Saloon. That song is going to be, I'm going to have to get that song on Spotify because it's going to be stuck in my head all weekend. Whisky Peak Saloon. That's the best song that's come out of this series so far. That was a really good episode, but dang. First Laboon getting all the tears and now Igaram getting all the tears. This series is just like emotion after emotion.
They changed it a little bit.
Okay, yeah. So I want to get this pulled up here. And of course, we've let the dogs back in, so now they're going to want my brother to throw. I'm just going to be like demanding there's be things thrown to him. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I remembered Igaram. I remembered Igaram and Vivi being tied together. I forgot that he was Mr. 8. So I forgot Igaram was Mr. 8. So then when it was revealed, I was like, oh, okay. Because I had in my mind, I'm thinking of another character that was Mr. 8 that we haven't seen yet. But does Igaram die in the anime, in the manga?
No.
Okay, he doesn't.
They changed it in this. In this one, Five and Valentine show up.
Yes.
Zoro and Luffy start fighting each other because Luffy was asleep during the party.
Oh.
He didn't get put to sleep.
Okay.
And when he wakes up, he hears that Zoro's attacking all those guys, and he still thinks that those people
are nice. Yes, okay.
And Five and Valentine try to attack Luffy and Zoro while they're fighting, and they just tell them to shut up and basically just one-shot both of them.
Okay. I don't mind this change. I actually kind of like Zoro going on this quest to, going on the, basically, Lancelot from Monty Python of getting all of the Baroque Works agents. We're going to talk about that scene, but I like the fact that Luffy realized that they weren't all nice, and then I like the way that this series handled it. I thought that was a good change. So then, does Igaram die? I can't remember.
He pretends to be Vivi. He puts on a wig and stuff to look like Vivi.
Probably a better thing that we didn't do that in the live action. And 2000s humor.
And takes some mannequins. And starts to sail off in a ship just for it to blow up.
Okay.
And it's revealed that Robin assassinated him just for him to come back later and expose Baroque Works and Crocodile.
So maybe, I don't know. I really don't think that he's going to survive that blast from Mr. 5. But I don't know. It is One Piece.
If Robin was there.
Yeah.
She could have done something real quick.
Yeah. I think that the fact that I think it does add a little bit of a surprise element that the show is changing things a little bit in subtle ways. So on the one hand, yeah, Igaram could have somehow survived that blast and he comes back and does what he does in the manga. Or they're going to take it a different route and just have him actually die. And then they expose Mr. Zero in a different way. That's a possibility too. I'm kind of up for either. I think it adds more weight if he actually died because Vivi was so sad about it, and I'm not a big fan of if they kill off a character and then the character comes back for a reveal. I'm not the biggest fan of that as a plot thing. I'm kind of just let it come out later on who they are. But I forgot we got Robin already on the ship at this point. I forgot that happens already.
She shows up and she's supposed to give him the log post, which is internal compass, which just points directly towards a single island forever.
Yeah.
But Luffy smashes it, saying, "You're not the one who gets to decide where this ship goes," which sends them to Little Garden and then Drum Island.
Okay. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But yeah. Oh, Robin. Interesting. I really like Makinyu as Zoro and trying to I like that Mihawk has found his way back into the season.
I like the spirit quest he's basically going on.
Mm-hmm. He's I've got to beat Mihawk and I've got to get stronger, and the ghost of Mihawk is along the way with him.
Yeah, basically saying, yeah, you're not doing shit. Congratulations. You went from lifting 5-pound weights to 6-pound. Wow, that's a real big accomplishment there.
Also, I think they just wanted a reason to bring Mihawk back because his actor is so good as Mihawk. He's perfect. Again, there are characters in One Piece that you're how in the world are they going to find a human being that looks and carries that presence like this eccentric, crazy manga character? And this guy is Mihawk. Perfect.
And here's the thing they're doing with Zoro. Mm-hmm. By now, Zoro at least knows a little bit about projecting slashes and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Early, just a little bit. Mm-hmm. But he's not right now.
Right. I do like it's a nice build.
And also deflecting the bullets with his swords. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But it was also kind of faster paced because anime manga rules.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this series has done a really good job so far of taking the absurd physical logic that One Piece has sometimes with the devil fruit powers and making it work in a realistic way. It's like, okay, we got to make this work and look good.
I mean, we saw Mihawk do a flying sword slash.
Yeah.
Cutting a galleon in half.
Mm-hmm. So we're slowly building Zoro up to that point, but we're not there yet. Right? We're not there. Also, again, the chemistry between all of the Straw Hats is so good. I love that we've gotten Usopp and Nami going on their side quest last episode. Now we have Usopp and Sanji on their failed side quest.
I like Sanji bringing up his knife work because there is a fight in the anime and manga down the line where he fights a guy who makes ramen noodles through his nose.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
And he has to fight him using knife work acrobatics.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Ugh. Nose, it's so gross. Nose stuff is so gross. So Mr. Five doing the booger bomb was like, no, I can't.
It's a fancy nose cannon.
Look, a fancy nose cannon, but it's so gross. I'm like, ew. Nobody wants to see boogers. That's so disgusting. Nah.
Well, at least he used his blood for the Igaram.
I am basically him. I am basically Mr. Nine the whole time that I've been like, Mr. Nine is interesting. I really like the actor that plays him. He does a really good job of playing Mr. Nine. I like his acting a lot. And I loved at the end where, Miss Valentine and number 5 are like going to kill him. And he's like, actually, you guys are in the same boat as me now. You failed. So we can either work together or screw you guys. But I'm interested in what happened to Miss Monday because she kind of disappeared. Maybe we'll find out.
She's probably dead.
Hopefully not. No, she's not dead because in the manga she's not.
In the manga, Igaram's still alive too.
Well, that's true.
I don't think they even killed Mr. Nine in the manga.
Oh, do you think they really killed him?
She just squashed his head like the Marine.
Man.
At the start of the series.
Man, I really was liking his character. I wanted it to stick around.
Like split it like a watermelon.
Okay. Gallagher style. Look, in the manga, they just revealed like a couple months ago, Oda did a cover page. Maybe it was to time it with this coming out, where it was Mr. Nine and Miss Monday got together and had a kid. Like, okay, that's good, great, cool. It shows Mr. Nine holding like a baby and Miss Monday's there. So maybe Oda's like, here's what's happening in the manga alternate universe. But nice. I also loved, like, the whole time, though, I will say, the guy playing Mr. Nine the whole time looked like he was crying. He was maybe not one of those actors that can naturally cry, so he's like, I'm going to build up these tears for my final moment, and then they're going to stream down my face, because his eyes were watery maybe the weather was just like that, but I kept expecting him to cry. Okay, the actress playing Vivi, love her. She's great. She's great. She's what I was, like, Vivi's whole attitude and demeanor. Love it. Love that for her. I'm excited that I'm excited her and Nami are together on the ship because Nami and Vivi have such a great relationship. I am really excited to see what they do with their characters on that. And Luffy going with his gut. The people that do the costuming for this series are so good. Luffy wearing the neighbor's baseball uniform is just random. Just why not? Why not have Luffy in a baseball uniform for this episode? Why not? And then Usopp was pretty good at doing the sculpture. Yeah.
In the manga, they had the snow day, and him and Luffy are making snowmen. Mm-hmm. Usopp makes the snow queen, showing off, press the thing, and then Luffy makes the snowman arm shoot out from the snowman and punch its head off.
That's one thing. I had forgotten a little bit about Whisky Peak, so it was fun to revisit this and see. Honestly, if they did a One Piece theme park, Whisky Peak would have to be a restaurant. I would imagine that the chef's place that Sanji worked at would be a restaurant too, but Whisky Peak would have to be an interactive something.
Well, you could have the Whisky Peak just be a bar and grill, and the other one be an actual restaurant.
True, fine dining versus just a pub.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then they're saying, I also love Cactus Island. It's great, the design of it. Also, again, Igaram in the logo for Baroque Works. I forgot the detail of the cactus needles are the crosses where they buried the pirates. So good. That's a great little detail. I thought the design on that was wonderful. That was awesome. But yeah, everybody's like, oh, come on in. Oh, it says pies, tarts, cupcakes, cactus, quiche, bread, biscuits, patisserie, ship's biscuits, guaranteed no maggots. That's so gross. Also, the cupcake cart is like peak One Piece. Like, just so absurd and ridiculous, but it somehow works. Love that. Also, Igaram, the man that played Igaram just had this, like, warmth to him and this, like, heart to him so that when he does decide he's going to sacrifice himself, it was so good. I was like, melt my heart. And then playing the saxophone, that was awesome. And then I forgot he had the wig that made the guns. So good. Love it. Explains why it's so big. Mm-hmm. And then Miss Monday, we saw her from the beginning as the nun, and the other one is the one that attacked Zoro. Nice. There's so many little details here, like about the burritos and the signs. I want to like go back and see like the butchery, all the little details. They did a really good job of just this whole set piece. Everything about the island here is really good. Doubt, the Tulip Pirates, did they get expanded on the manga?
I think I remember them from like an OVA.
Just a callback to them in this.
I think so.
Maybe. The Tulip Pirates sounded familiar, and then they had like the Pikmin little tulip coming out of them.
I remember now that was an OVA.
Hey, Ben.
A captain lost his entire crew, made a pact with like this demon root that brought him back and made them unkillable, and in turn he sacrificed other pirate crews to it.
So if they're unkillable, how'd they die in this?
Oh, Luffy destroyed the root and caused all of them to decay and wither right before him.
Oh, so we're
causing him to get like another layer of trauma. Or I think he also punched that guy into it and then killed both of them.
We're not going to apply that logic to this then. They're just a cameo. Just a cameo. Don't worry about immortal pirates. This whole bar, the fact that most of this episode just took place in this entire bar location and it's just Zoro beating the crap out of all of them was, man, I really love it. I read somewhere, and people in the comments will have to back me up on this, but I read somewhere that they were going to condense the scene, and McIntyre, who plays Zoro, was like, no, I want the full scene of me getting all of them. He's like, I want the full effect. And they were like, okay, we'll take the episode and do it. It's worth it.
I want to fight 100 people.
Yes, I'm pretty sure he had to fight for this scene. I could be mistaken, but... So yeah. Now, in the manga, back me up here, did Mr. Nine really trust Vivi and believe in her as his partner, Miss Wednesday?
Heck, he even fought number 5 in Miss Valentine's in order to give her time to run with the straw hats.
Okay, so yeah, so they kept that pretty consistent then.
Yeah, he was doing his whole backflip into a spinning strike and, well, just nose bombed him in the air.
Yeah, the whole dang, like, I loved him using the blood as the bomb, like, just the drop of blood as the bomb. That was freaking cool.
That's his whole thing. His whole body is explosives. Every single part.
That is concerning for him. That sucks, actually. That kind of sucks, though. Now, Mr. Nine, he didn't have any devil fruit powers, right?
No.
No, because when him and Vivi jumped off the boat, I was like, I know Vivi doesn't have devil fruit powers, because otherwise they just sink, but I was like, I don't think Mr. Nine does either.
Every team from 5 up has at least one person with a devil fruit.
Every team from 5 up? What does that mean?
From Mr. 5.
Oh!
And Miss Valentine's, they have the bomb and Kilo. Number 4,
okay,
Miss Groundhog's Day has the mole fruit.
Yeah, which we might see some of them in this, but it's basically each guy that's a number has a partner that's a day.
And they're the first time we see an item with a devil fruit.
Yes.
Where they have a bazooka that has the dog fruit.
Yes, which we might see that in this season, maybe, or in Alabasta if we don't see him in this season.
We're going to see him in Alabasta, because that was like Usopp's big moment.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I do. Okay, I do. Every time it's so funny because when I see Usopp, he's so funny because the part where he's telling the big tall tale and he's like, oh, I can tell a story. And then I just, in my head, imagine how Usopp's telling tall tales and trying to be the hero gets him involved in, like, the worst stuff. Just every time I'm thinking of what's going to happen to him. It's great.
But, yeah, and then we have Mr. 3 with the wax fruit and Bon Clay with the...
Yeah, which we're going to get to a bunch of them coming up. But it is, like, a number, and then the person is a day of the week. And so from 5 on up, they have devil fruit powers. But then, Mr. 8 did not... Mr. 9 did not. Mr. 7 obviously did not because Zoro killed him.
Ones, like, 5 and up are also, like... holidays.
Yes, like Miss Groundhog Day, Miss Wednesday, Miss All Sunday, yeah, which is Robin. If Taz actually did this if this is all just him doing this bartending stuff, I'm like, what training as a bartender did you do? Because that stuff is not easy. That is not easy to do that perfectly. So I'm like, did he just, on top of like bodybuilding, he was like, I'm also going to do bartending training for this one episode and this one scene? That is crazy.
Hey, if he's gonna be his character, he's got to be him
and Mac and you just like hardcore method acting for Sanji and Zoro. Also, Nami getting Miss Monday drunk, and then she was really luring her up to the top to get in the trap of trying to get killed by the one executioner guy, and it didn't work. Well,
not really.
Or did Nami actually drink her under the table?
Nami did drink her under the table in the series, and then pretended to be asleep just so she could wake up real quick and go rob everyone.
Okay. Nami, I just love Zoro in this where he's like, is this your money-making scheme? Are we really doing this? Okay. She's like, yes. And also, like, the Kim is like Zoro being like, I got this dream to beat Mihawk, and Luffy's like, you go get that dream, bro. Best buddy old pal.
Like, don't worry. Don't you see? We're going to go on this adventure. There's going to be a whole lot of people we can fight. Mm-hmm. You can keep fighting all these strong guys, and eventually work your way up to Mihawk.
Exactly. It works. So I love that little moment with the two of them. It's so sweet. And it's really great because Zoro is such a good character to bounce off of everybody. He's so straightforward and serious that when crazy stuff happens, he's just like, what? Like, what? How did you? Mm-mm. But yeah. Also, the only part of this episode that I was like, a change they made getting these two Baroque girls, I was like, Usopp is committed, Sanji. Why are you taking him away from his love? Why are you taking away from Kyra here to go and be with these two ladies? Like, excuse me. Shameful. That they deserve to get tied up for that. Don't be trying to get Usopp to cheat on his lady.
Also, it doesn't look like they have Karoo.
Well, yeah. True. I love this scene of Luffy eating all the pies, and then when Igaram shows up, he's like, oh, I was going to pay for it. I promise. He's like, I was going to pay you money for it. And he's like, oh, that's not necessary. Yeah, it all did look too good to be true, and then you find out it's a trap. I wondered if this one shot where you see the cake with all of the different, if this was referring to Whole Cake Island.
Possibly.
Big Mom's cake. Like, that looks like a reference to Whole Cake Island right there. Mm-hmm. Oh, I want to see if they end at Marineford. That's such a shame because then we have Pudding and Sanji's side story and all that. I really like Pudding and Sanji as a ship.
As long as we get to see like Blackbeard.
Okay, yeah. What were you talking about with the pie and Blackbeard?
When they get to Jaffa, right before they go up to Sky Island, Luffy goes into a bar. He gets a drink and he's sitting next to Blackbeard.
Oh,
we don't know he's Blackbeard yet.
Okay.
We just know he's this guy that's sitting next to Luffy, and Luffy takes a swig of a drink, and he says, I love this, but at the same time, Blackbeard says
I remember that.
It's disgusting. And then they both try a pie, and he's like, this pie is delicious, and Luffy says, this pie is awful.
Oh, I remember the drink scene now, yeah. And they're both, because Blackbeard is arguably one of the biggest antagonists of the series. Like, one of the biggest antagonists. And so Luffy and him being polar opposites is perfect because it makes the most sense, like, to set up their two characters. I don't like Blackbeard. I cannot stand Blackbeard. He is awful. I don't like him at all. Mm-mm. He's not, like, Akainu is a bad villain in ways that you love to hate him because of how awful he is. Blackbeard is just frustrating. Blackbeard makes me frustrated.
We don't know what he's up to.
No, exactly. He's like, Akainu and Blackbeard, there's like no good in them. They're like, we're out for ourselves. We're out doing these bad things.
Well, going back to what you just said, Blackbeard just kidnapped Pudding.
Oh, that's right. Dang it. I was telling people in the Discord that I have not kept up with the last several chapters because I'm going to probably binge them all. But I've been referring to you to see what happens. You've been keeping me up to date. So, yeah. Especially with Emu and all the stuff around him, which is crazy. So, but yeah, that feels like a Whole Cake Island reference. And then, the whole thing with Luffy and his gut, that is like...
He was right.
Yes! But I love that Luffy's just always like, I trust my gut. My gut tells me you're a good person. So, is there anybody that Luffy has like blatantly been like, "Oh no, you're not a good person at all"? Blackbeard. Yep.
That is the one time Luffy was actually more like, "Fuck this guy."
No, not this guy. Mm-mm. But yeah. Okay, and then we find, I want to see the close-up of the Tulip Pirates. This episode, I mean, One Piece is a bloody, brutal show. It really is. People are like, oh, One Piece is a kid's series. I'm like, oh no, it's got some of the darkest themes I think I've seen in anime. But for the most part, the live action has, I mean, it's been bloody and everything. Oh, yep, there's their tulips. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But for the most part, the series hasn't really, it's been violent, but not like family-friendly violent. Like, oh, we're going to blow up the city. But you don't actually see. Zoro was just cutting people down left and right. Like, zoop, 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 blood, hackety, hack, hack. Like, he was going to town on them.
Most of the, like they said, most of the targets they do, they get them so drunk they can't fight back. Yeah.
And I feel like their biggest mistake was letting Zoro finish using the bathroom before attacking. Like, they should have just taken advantage of the moment. That's their loss.
Zoro would not have cared. He would have cut him down.
He would have everything out. He would have still gone at it. Would not have been hesitant in a moment. Yep. I do love that the taking down of the Baroque Works, it wasn't just Zoro slashing everybody. He knocked people off of balconies. He knocked people into things. He used them every time he slid somebody over that bar, and like you said, there was the glass. It was that was crazy. And then Mr. Nine, it makes more sense now when you confirm Mr. Nine does not have devil fruit powers, because he's just oh, if Zoro gets to me, I'm screwed, because this man has 3 swords and I just have a crown and 2 aluminum bats.
I got my ass kicked by the chef.
Yes. So if that happened and this man's just fought 100 people like it was nothing, then yeah. I thought when he put on the bandana and when the nun sprayed him in the face, what I thought was going to happen was he was going to have a moment like when he was practicing with Mihawk, and I thought he was going to pull the bandana down and he was going to see Mihawk and he was going to trace his movements and stuff. He kind of did it by listening, but I thought it was going to be more interactive in that aspect. But no. Instead, we did see Mihawk though. I mean, I love every time we see Mihawk, he's holding the glass. He's got the wine. I need Perona. I just need Perona and Mihawk with him.
If we get to Brook, we get Perona.
Mm-hmm. And that's before Marineford. So yes. Is Perona and Mihawk with Zoro? Because that's literally after Marineford when he goes off to train.
Around the midway to end of the Thriller Bark, Kuma teleports Perona to Mihawk's castle. Mm-hmm. That's where she lives now.
Yeah, she just gets adopted by a random swordsman. Yeah.
And at the end of Sabati, Zoro gets sent there as well, where he spends the rest of his time training and Perona watching him over his shoulder.
That's one of my favorite, honestly, in all of the training arc chapters. I mean, Luffy and Raleigh, or Rayleigh, however you say his name, that one is my favorite because it's the most emotional. But the second favorite one I have is Zoro training with Mihawk, because Perona's just sitting there with her umbrella and she's like, what are you doing? Why are you not doing it right? And Zoro, who has no clue how to interact around women, is just like, I hate all of this. She's just like, what are you doing?
Well, it's worse when you're in Wano with Toki.
Yes. I mean, but I kind of ship Zoro and Toki a little bit. I kind of like Zoro and Toki a lot, actually. But yeah. Zoro is surprisingly easy to ship with everyone because he reacts in no way to anyone. He's just like, what? It makes it great. I love it. So yeah, the whole battle scene, there's not much to say about it other than it's just amazing. I loved all the choreography of the entire fight scene. I know. And then the reveal. Is the reveal in the manga? I can't remember. The reveal of Igaram and Vivi about the same?
Five and Valentine expose who they are, but Igaram attacks them partway through the speech, and they still continue because Igaram's attack didn't do shit.
Yeah. I like the way that it was set up and revealed in this one. That was pretty good. I also think that it really worked out. The whole cupcake car was ridiculous. But it makes sense, Luffy using his powers to overturn it. Loved that. I also liked the idea of the club battle. That part was fun. And then when he... My favorite part about Zoro showing up with the 2 women and Sanji is he looks at Sanji and Usopp like, I have just fought, at this point, 70 people with my bare hands and these swords, and you two boobs had 2 women to deal with, and you let them tie you up and had knives to your throats? Really? Like, I can't leave you guys alone for 5 seconds? It was great. And then he just kicks the knife to him, but like, figure it out yourself. You're good with knives. Zoro's had the best one-liners all season so far. Love that. The designs of Mr. 5 and Miss Valentine are so good. And again, perfect casting. Like, when we go, I've told people that we're going to an anime convention. I've not said where or when, but we're going to go. I really am hoping we see some people doing like Miss Valentine as a cosplay, because that one would actually be pretty cool. And then Mr. 5, if it wouldn't be so blazing hot. I would cosplay as Perona, but that dress would be so hot. All right. We'll probably see a lot of Vivi's too. Her outfit's pretty easy to... I think you could do a version of it. And then Zoro with the dang sword in his mouth. That's when you know it's real.
Yeah, these are my elite guards. 2 seconds later.
Look, when he said the elite guards, I'm like, they look like generic. There was nothing distinguishable about them. They're going to last 5 seconds. Mm-hmm.
No, don't you see? Jerry there has a scar on his left face.
That scar
means he's tougher than the rest.
That scar has a horrible backstory you don't even want to know. Yeah. I like the cards when they introduce the characters and it has like their names and stuff on them. Those are all really good. Miss Monday, that is an odd costume to do, but they managed to pull it off really well. And then Mr. Igaram saying that he's going to buy them time so they can get out. I did like the emotional stakes of this. I liked that he sacrificed himself to let them get out of there. That was a good change. Enjoyed that. And then having the guns. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then he does the dapper yell and
the ma. So good. I just went out in a blaze of glory. I also like the fact that Nami, like, giving her the hug, because Nami's the one that went through everything, like losing a parental figure to her, and Luffy came and saved her, and now it's kind of like paying forward. I thought that was really good. I liked that. That was a lot of fun. And then this set piece, I commend them for making this amazing set piece, because it was so much fun to watch. The saloon and everything. The old Whisky Peaks. And then Mr. 9. Now, we all know if...
I could definitely see that place being a bar and grill.
It would be so much fun! I would love to go to Whisky Peak. Whisky Peaks would be great. Whisky Peak Saloon. Mm-hmm. Now, we know, because my brother and I have watched the series and read the manga, that Mr. Zero's crocodile. When... Is it in Alabasta when that all comes out?
Yes.
Yes, at the very end.
Alabasta was like its very own art.
And see, that's the thing. I always I think of this part of the manga, and then because there are thousands of chapters of this series, my brain cuts from here to Alabasta, and then I'm like, oh wait, Chopper's in there, so we gotta pick Chopper up along the way. So I always forget about Chopper's backstory, which is horrifically sad. Horrifically sad.
It's one of the saddest.
This whole series has been sad. Laboon and now Igaram, they're like, we're gonna make you cry every episode. Get ready. And then
I am trying to be mentally prepared for Hero Luke's death.
Well, and then Robin's backstory is awful too. So it's just all the Straw Hats.
We don't get Robin's full past and
until Alabasta.
Well, not even Alabasta.
Is it past that too?
Water 7.
Oh dang!
That's when we learn about how Spadam and them blew up her home country and her mom was killed and stuff just because they read some text about what the hell happened 100 years ago. Yeah,
somebody in the comments was like, you mean you skipped out on Water 7 and Skypiea, the most important lore parts of the entire series? I was like, I was in college! I had things to study!
Skypiea is where we get the first taste of the drums.
I know! I know! Everybody's like, you skipped out on the most important parts of the series. I'm like, look, I got caught back up.
And we see that the Logias are shit when they're up against something that's naturally good against them.
Man, I will say, Miss Valentine, I don't know if the manga iterates as much, but she has such a Twiggy look, like the 70s model where she has the eyelashes and stuff. What she's based off of, essentially. Also, they do a really good job of her power, especially when she, like, zoops away when he's about to blow up Igaram, because she makes herself so light. She, like, zoop, and then comes down.
She's Mary Poppins, y'all!
It literally is Mary Poppins, y'all. Also, the man that plays Mr. Nine, he was waiting. That tear was on the edge of his eyelash this whole episode, and it was waiting to just slowly come down. It's masterful acting right there. Right there. And then Vivi, I do love the little, the handkerchief she has with, like, the little music note and the eye for Igaram on there. Super sweet. And then she's like, so, anyway, I'm the princess, just so y'all know. I said it out loud, and then here comes Miss Robin. Ah! Looking amazing in the purple. Mm-hmm. Yep. She looks so good. The actress plays Robin exactly like I thought she would. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm so excited. Yes. Okay, so do we meet Chopper next episode? No. It's going to be a little ways.
First, we got to go to Drum Isle. We're going to go to Little Garden, where we meet Dory and Brogy.
Okay.
And Nami gets sick because she was bit by a parasite from dinosaur times.
I'm really curious because they've obviously condensed and skipped over some stuff in this, so I'm curious how close to the manga we're going to be or what we're going to alter. But next week is the halfway point of the season. I was going to guess Chopper was going to come around maybe like episode 6. 6 or 7.
The last episodes... The last episodes of the season are probably going to be Drum Island.
Are going to be Chopper focused.
And then we're probably going to start season 3 in Alabasta.
You know that now that we're like, if you're looking at this from 8, like next week is the halfway point. We're setting up. We've got Vivi, the Princess of Alabasta, who's been missing. We're setting up. There's trouble in Alabasta. Stuff's going down. Baroque Works getting involved. So it would make sense to end season 2 being like, okay, now we're going to Alabasta. After we have a new crew member, which is, what? Could you imagine if Igaram had joined instead of Brooks? Could you imagine? It's just like, Igaram's just there playing the saxophone instead of the violin. Nami would have been safer. There would have been nearly as many calls to look at panties if Igaram had joined.
But we want to get a skull joke every now and then.
Oh, no boner jokes if Igaram joins, so womp womp, ba-dum. I'm really excited, though. I'm excited to see Robin interact with, or Miss All Sunday interact with our crew next week. That's going to be fun. Chopper's going to make me sad, so I can emotionally prepare for that. But that's going to be weeks from now, so we're good. We're great. But yeah, anyway, this was a really good episode. I enjoyed it. Your thoughts?
I like this so far. I like this season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this season's been awesome. Pretty stellar. Anyway, I'm also curious to know what you all thought down below. So please let us know your thoughts about the episode and how you're enjoying it so far. And next week is the halfway point. So super excited about that. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe, take care, and my brother and I will see you all very soon with more One Piece. Ciao!
See ya.
Bye.